Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Today, we're going to be looking at, or talking about, Son of the Mask. Now, Joe sent me this double pack, which I really appreciate. I probably have the mask somewhere in my basement, but I couldn't find it. So he sent me this double feature, specifically to watch Son of the Mask and do it for positive spin. I have absolutely no relation to this film. I'd never watched it, never seen it, and I've heard nothing but bad things about it. And, shame on me because that has kept me from watching this film until now. Did I like it? You'll find out. So let's put a positive spin on Son of the Mask. Okay, I like right at the beginning with the Bueller guy. I think his name is Stein. I can't remember his first name. And also the guy who plays Loki, his last name is Cummings. I can't remember his first name. Alan Cummings, I think. And Loki is looking for his mask. I thought that was a really cool way to start it. Which brings me down to one of my other likes that's a little bit further down. I like the use of the Norse mythology for real this time. They alluded to it by saying it was Loki's mask in the first movie with Jim Carrey, but they really kind of flesh it out in this one, and I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. I like how this movie keeps it in the comic book world. Jamie Kennedy plays an animation guy, and his name, and this should make a lot of sense to a lot of people. It should. I'm not going to say it does, but his name is Tim Avery in the film. Now, replace Tim with Tex, and you can see how this motion picture got a lot of its influences. I love the animation part when he is apologizing to his wife. I like the dog's name is Milo. Otis instead of Milo, because Milo was the first dog. It was a Jack Russell Terrier in The Mask. This one is still a Jack Russell, but his name is Otis. The movie and the vibe is silly, just like in the first one. Now, they did take it further in this one, which I could actually appreciate, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later on down the line. I like that Stephen Wright and Cal Penn are in the film. You don't see Stephen Wright too much, and I think that's a shame. I always liked him as a comedian, and Cal Penn is pretty funny. I like the nod to the original, which is the song Cuban Pete, which is Chicky Chicky Boom Boom. Now, an interesting thing that I didn't say on my controversial view for The Mask, they actually wanted to pull that song from the film, but it went over so well with audiences, they kept it in. So I felt like this nod to that, especially to that, was kind of just to stick it in there. Because there were a lot of people that were confident that that should have been in the film. Okay. Obviously, I like the Halloween party. I think it's a lot of fun. Anything with a carnival or a Halloween party or something like that kind of gets me in the festive Halloween mood. The fact that they had the cartoon, here we go with Tex Avery, the cartoon with the frog in it, where the frog is singing and dancing, and the guy wants to make $1 million with him. But of course, every time somebody comes around, he stops, and they think that the guy's nuts. I still die laughing to this day from that cartoon, and I like that that cartoon was not only part of it, but it was a fixture in the story. So that was cool. Oh, Alan Cummings, yeah, that's his name. Was good as Loki, very good as Loki. I can kind of take him or leave him. I liked him as Nightcrawler in X2, but some of it maybe is too much of him, but I think in this role he fit perfectly. There was a nod. There are so many Easter eggs in this film that it just made me smile all the way through, especially the one for the Terminator. And I'm not going to say what it is, but if you guys do decide to watch it, I don't know how many people will. I cracked up laughing. Okay, that's not all my likes, but that's pretty much all I wrote down. I don't understand the hate for this film, and I'm going to tell you why. The Mask was everywhere. Everybody loved it. Now, apparently, there was plans for a Mask 2, but Jim Carrey said he wouldn't do it. That's kind of why this was in limbo for such a long time. It was supposed to be Attack of the Mask, and then they changed it to Son of the Mask. The thing about the Mask, of course, is Jim Carrey. And I'm going to say this right now. This is not a slam on Jamie Kennedy. This is just my true feelings, and it's going to end up being a positive. It's not going to sound like a positive, but it is. Here's the thing. You can't compare anyone to Jim Carrey. He is brilliant. He's a comical genius, in my opinion. I always thought he was. And I think I think that Jamie Kennedy being the Mask in this one, I don't think he had quite the charm that Jim Carrey does. But I think that's why they limited his performances as the Mask. And I appreciated that because they're saying, look, we had Jim Carrey in the first one. What are we going to do? You know? And I appreciated the fact that they did that. Look, I grew up with cartoons. I still love cartoons. Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, all that kind of stuff. I love cartoons. I always have. This movie is a big cartoon, and I mean, if you don't like cartoons, I get that you don't like this film. That's okay. I get it. Like I told Joe, my wife wouldn't like this film because she doesn't particularly care for cartoons. I get it. But if you're a cartoon lover, and so many people in the world claim to be, or say that they are, why would there be so much hate for this film? It's like one big cartoon, and believe me, a little of the CGI is wonky, but they did it right for the most part. I was kind of blown away by this movie. I mean, it's not a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, but this movie is so much fun and so entertaining. There's so many Easter eggs in it. I don't get the hate. Maybe somebody can comment below and explain it to me why there is so much hate for this film. I thought it was done really well. And to be honest, I looked up the price on it. It cost $84 million to make this film. This film was considered a major flop because I think it only got back like 30 million. But I just don't understand where the hate comes from. I mean, they put in a lot of money to make this film. And I think they did a lot of things right. I think a majority of the film, they did it right. So tell me what you think. Definitely comment below. I'm curious as to why the hate is there for this film. Now, granted, I've only seen it now. I didn't watch it back when it came out in 2005, I believe. So maybe there's a reason that I don't know about. Maybe there was supposed to be another film and they changed it with this. I don't know. So that's why I'm asking. Comment below and let me know. And don't forget to check out Joe's Positive Spin for Son of the Mask. Physical media matters. And until next time, peace.